Everybody, once again, it is the Cuzin Jeff Podcast. We got a very special guest for this very special episode. This is a young brother that I met in Brownsville doing some outreach work in the community. I believe this man's purpose is to give back to the community that gave him so much, and to talk to the youth and guide them in the way in which they should go. I met him through via the Gentleman's Factory, so you're going to hear me talk about the Gentleman's Factory throughout this whole podcast series. But without further ado, and we're also going to talk about his journey and different philosophies on life and how he goes about teaching the young men on the way they should go. So without further ado, Mr. Bill Blount. What's up, brother? How's it going?
Hey man, it's going. We alive, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We throughout this COVID and
Oh, yeah.
all these things going on in this world, man. We here today, right?
Yeah, man, that's a fact. That's a fact. So, just to get it started, man, I met you through your organization. And I know y'all guys do a lot of outreach to the community, especially dealing with youth. Tell me more about that.
Well, first of all, I am the president and co-founder of the community, the Community Changing Fund, Inc. Right?
Gotcha.
And better known as CCF, right? And basically, what we do is we get with the community and basically try to figure out the needs of the community to assist the community and find different solutions to whatever issues that's going on as far as gun violence, gang violence, and just different things. And what we've learned is a lot of it is in the result of poverty.
That's a fact.
So
yeah.
So our job is to try to figure out different programs and create programs with the community, to pretty much, battle, the poverty and giving people opportunities to create, and make better lives for themselves.
Yeah. People talk about, how, the black community, has a lot of crime. But we also know that the black community is at basically, a lack of a better word, a deficit when it comes to economics, right? So in any community it is, whether it's black, white, Chinese, a poor neighborhood has more crime. So it's more, we know that if we're at a deficit, then we're on average poorer than other communities. Yeah. So that's where the crime is. It just makes sense. So like you said, if we have more opportunity, more things that we can do in our spare time, especially young men with a lot of, testosterone, a lot of vigor, you know what I mean? They need a place to put that. And if, because, me, I grew up down south, so I was able to, play football and everything. When football ended, that's when, things kind of got a little crazy because I still had that aggression in me. So I know exactly what these young men are feeling. You know what I mean? So, but what actually made you start this organization?
Well, I've been doing the work for since 2014, and I've always had a place to dream, but I never had the freedom to act. So we started this board in Brownsville, the community historians.
Gotcha.
And with the community historians are people that's basically from the community, who knows the community, and has ties in the community,
right?
And people that's actually putting their best foot forward in the community. So what we do is we meet together weekly, and we come together and try to figure out different ways in trying to decrease gun violence, right, and gang violence without sending people to prison, right, and being at this board and being part of this board, this Brownsville community historian board, I was given the opportunity to find a place where I could have the freedom to act.
Gotcha.
So it's no longer, I got all these dreams and all these things that I want to do in the community, but now I can actually do it myself and not have other people do it and take
Right.
the credit and just push me to the side. And like my thing is like I don't mind if that's done, but I have an issue with it not getting done. It I have an issue with it not being done with the vision that I have, right?
Gotcha.
Somebody will take it and do whatever however they want to do it because they looking for the buck, right?
Right.
As opposed to looking for the results. And I look for the results. So my organization, I came up with the organization because I wanted to do something that I felt the other organizations was missing.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? A lot of organizations are, if you do this work, then you know that a lot of organizations, they compete. And even in circles, I've heard that, why this organization doing this? We should be getting the money for that. And I'm like, if we all doing the same thing.
I heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm on the more business aspect of everything as far as entrepreneurship is concerned. But that sometimes crosses the org. And you know what I'm saying, on the non-for-profit community kind of crosses, and I hear that a lot. Like it's a lot of like
territorial stuff.
Territorial, like it's our block.
Yeah,
you can't eat on our block, nigga. Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying, like shit like that. So go ahead.
And if we all have this common goal, which is the community, like it should be no issue with us working together.
Right.
So I started this organization with the mentality of basically, working with everybody.
Gotcha.
Like ain't nobody bigger than nobody.
Yeah,
like
I wish,
bring on anybody. Like we collaborated with y'all with the Gentleman's Factory, right? Because it's all about the work.
Yeah, I wish more people had that mindset. You know what I mean? Had that attitude. Because I've heard of different organizations beefing.
Mm-hmm.
Even, and it ain't just, let me tell you something, it ain't just in the black community, trust me.
Yeah,
I've seen a couple of them that where it's like they like you said, vying for territory.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot my other point, but I do want to say, like, me, once again, I'm not being from New York. I landed in Brownsville.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, Brownsville is my home, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's important for me to give back because I would be lost. If it wasn't for Brownsville, I wouldn't have made it.
Wow.
It's just like little stuff that, like for example, like when I was on food stamps, when I first came, I was looking for a job.
Mm-hmm.
I know what corner store to go to where I can swipe, get some money,
Yeah.
put some minutes on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
so a job can call me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I wear glasses,
Mm-hmm.
so I got contacts. So I couldn't afford a prescription.
Mm-hmm.
I found a store. They left him with the Flatbush, but I found a store and they was like, "Well, you got a prescription?" I was like, "I know, but I know what it is. It's negative 4.25." They said, all right, it's gonna be $40. You know what I'm saying? Like they gave me a box of contacts.
Mm-hmm.
So without like little stuff like that, without Brownsville, there's no way I can. So I just feel obligated to give back to a community that gave me so much. So proud to be. I should have wore. Hold on, give me 1 second. We're gonna keep it rolling. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, we ain't matching no more. But
Oh, I would have brought my hat. Man.
we ain't matching no more. But yeah, I feel like I can wear this. It's been like 10 years. So you know what I mean? Like,
Definitely a veteran.
but yeah, man. So I want to get a little bit deeper. So it's up to you if you want to talk about it. I know because we already had conversations about it. In private, but you already I know you wear it on your sleeve.
That's a fact.
So, and I do want to start is that, I know because I was in situations where I could have definitely 1,000%, if I'd have kept going, went on a vacation as long as yours. There's no doubt about it. But I was able to, whatever it was, grace of God or whatever, where I was able to get certain charges dropped down because I was just like, all right, I'm guilty. If I say I'm guilty now, just give me a lesser charge. And I was able to do that. And so once I've realized, like, oh shit, I could have had 2 felonies at this point. You know what I'm saying? Then it clicked, and I was like, yeah, I gotta leave. So I came to New York, and it's so funny that I hid, and like you say, you wear it on your sleeve, and for the longest I hid, my past, because I didn't want people to judge me, and I didn't want people, I wanted this, I wanted them to think of me as, this educated, which I am educated, but like this guy who is, made the right decisions all his whole life. But as I'm getting older and I'm meeting more gentlemen like you, even another guy by the name of Dale Ferdinand, but he's like a super entrepreneur, but he had a troubled past as well. So when I look at you and I have conversation with you, bro, I'm like, yo, I don't have to, I can be able to share it with the young men in Brownsville and have an impact. So, can you just give me run through it? You ain't gotta take your time. You can take your time, obviously, but whatever you don't want to share, let me know. Well, I didn't know you wear it on your sleeve,
What
so
you want to know?
it's not a problem.
It's a long story.
All right, so I know you did 17, right? 17 years. I don't want to speculate on what charge or whatever.
Okay.
It's up to you. You know what I mean? So just tell me, walk me through it and how that led you to be doing what you do now.
So like anybody else, in not anybody else. Let me not say that, because one thing I want to stress, right? Brownsville, like, people have this negative, right? This negative connotation, right, of what Brownsville is.
Right.
And I get it, because that's what the media puts out there. But it's so much, as you can see, in our program that we got together, that we collaborated and doing. Like, you see the genius, you see the talent, right, coming out of Brownsville. And like you said, just being in Brownsville, like, how many people I've probably never ever heard that in my life, that Brownsville saved their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And to hear that, like, only proves to me and confirms that Brownsville is actually beautiful. Yeah. But, growing up, for me, it was like, it was hard. You know what I mean? Right. I grew up in a household with 16 siblings, me being the oldest, right? Yeah. And, I didn't have no older brother, you know what I'm saying, to like school me. So it was my pops, you know what I mean? Which was not to take credit for my pops, because he did a great job with raising, my family, my brothers and sisters, all of us, right? But me being the oldest, like, the privileges you lose, right? Like, I can't get the Jordans, I can't get the this, I can't get to that. I got a bunch of little younger siblings that got to get stuff, right? So even with them, they couldn't get it. But I had to figure out a way to get it for myself. Gotcha. And only reason why is because I wanted to fit in. That's the message that I try to convey to the kids now. Like, you don't have to fit in to something when you can make your own, right? You could create your own path, right? You don't have to follow a trend. Make your own trend. Right. But anyway, so, following the wrong crowds and stuff like that. I've never been a gangbanger. I've always been my own man. But, I was out here doing the worst and doing the most, and I liked that gun, right? I love the sense of power it gave me, right? And the respect and fear I put in other people because of the power of the gun. And, it was a adrenaline. It was a adrenaline rush for me. Right, gotcha. Right? And, one thing led to another. I never was a drug dealer type. I was like a drug dealer's worst nightmare, if anything. Right.
Yeah. That, all this.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was, for some reason, I was scared to sell drugs, but I would not be scared to like run to somebody's house. Like, the shit. Yeah. She was wild. I don't know why. Like, I was just scared to sell drugs, but I wasn't scared to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
what's crazy though?
Yeah.
Because for me, it was more like, I didn't want to sell drugs because, of what I've seen, what I've witnessed it do to the people.
Okay,
right?
Gotcha.
So for me, it was more like, you want to sell drugs, you understand that, it's consequences to that, right? Which is prison.
Yeah, some other,
and stick up kids,
right?
Right,
Exactly.
And I wasn't gonna be a cop, right? And I not to say that I was trying to clean up the neighborhood, but it was like, I felt like I'm not being wrong. I'm not doing wrong. Like,
but they gonna
selling
they gonna
drugs,
call the police.
You getting money.
Yeah.
That took you months or weeks to get, and I'm gonna get it in 5 seconds.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you ain't gonna go to the cops. What you gonna say? Oh, yeah, this guy just robbed me for my drugs and my money.
Right.
You ain't gonna do that. So, which we know that that's false because people do it all the time, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up robbing someone, right? And things went left where they didn't care, right? And they wasn't trying to hear it, and senselessly lost his life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I ended up doing 17 years for that.
Gotcha.
So being in prison, doing that 17 years, I ain't gonna sit here and lie like the first 12 years was like nothing to me because I didn't sit back and say, this is real. It was like, all right, 15 years from now, I was sentenced to 15 to life.
I got you.
So I was like, 15 years from now, it's going to be flying cars and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. When I get there, I get there. I'll be there in my 30s. You know what I mean? So it didn't really kick in. But in my 12th year, my daughter, my oldest daughter, right? She was, about 11, 12 at the time. Yeah, she was about 12 because I left when she was 10 months old. And she had came to visit me. And she was like, yo, Dad, like, they ain't gonna never let you go. And I'm like, what? Why would you say something like that to me?
Yeah.
She said, because every time we come see you, you know what I mean, you in the box.
Yeah.
So I'm like, brushed her off. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, you just talking, right? But, being in that situation, anybody that been to prison knows that after a visit, you go back and you reflect on that visit.
Yeah.
Because pretty much that's your highlight.
Yeah.
Since the last visit,
right?
Right?
So
So I'm sitting there, I'm in a box, right? 23 hours, lockdown. I'm sitting there and I'm reflecting on the visit.
Yeah.
And it just clicked. It hit me, right? It was like, how does 12-year-old girl understand my consequences better than I do, right? And at the time, I didn't really understand how she knew it. I just was like, yo, this is crazy. A 12-year-old, my daughter understands this. But, as time went by, I realized what it was. It wasn't that she understood it. It was that she was just repeating what she heard. Like you're a little kid, and, aunts and uncles and everybody, that boy, they ain't going to never let that boy. He always in the box. He always in trouble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I learned that. But at that time, I felt like she really did understand. And I was like, yo, I can't do this. I got to get home. I got to get out of here. Right.
You're right.
And from that moment, I never returned back to the box. Like, I got my act together. I started taking things. And that was, be honest with you, that was my 12th year. So I did 5 more after that. Those 5 years was the longest, felt like the longer than the 12.
Yeah.
Because the 12, it was just, I was just moving.
Yeah.
I didn't care about nothing else. I wasn't thinking about freedom. I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was just like, I'm here, so I gotta hold it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it is what it is. But when I changed, you know what I'm saying? When I transitioned into, starting to care and being starting to be a leader and taking control of my life. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, like that 5 years felt like 15 because every day I started thinking about home. Yeah. Every day I started thinking about what I wanted to do. Yeah. Every day I was thinking about my child. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Every day. No, it was just rough. Yeah. But, I transitioned, to be a better person, and I started, I fell in love with caring for people. Gotcha. Right? So I started helping people within the prison system, right? Mm-hmm. People going through, like, it became like, it came to a point where I was the person where people would, like, they going through something, come talk to. Right. Like, go talk, let's go talk, go holler at him, that's a good bro. Like, he gonna give it to you what it is. And then people listening to me talking to other people and they asking me questions like, yo, my girl this or my kid this, and what you think about this, and no, I'm giving the real, and I'm seeing real time like how it's actually helping people. So when I was released and I came home, like I still wasn't on that time. I wasn't on that time, and I wasn't thinking about the work that I'm doing now.
Right.
But everything was about get a job because I want to get off parole. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this. So after about maybe 2 years I was home, one of my mentors from the negative side when I was running around in the streets and doing all the crazy stuff, right? He was doing this work, the positive work, the caring about the community. But he always been, shout out to my big bro Al, right? He always been a person to care about the community though. Even when he was out here, selling the drugs and stuff, like he would make sure like the mothers can go to him and be like, yo, Al, I need some money to get the kids some food, and he'd do it, set them out. I done watched him buy people whole furniture sets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To put up in they yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he always was the person to help the community, but he's doing it in his own way.
Right.
But at this time, it was the right way. You know what I'm saying? He was out here foot first, like, on the front lines for the community. And, you know what I'm saying? And trying to stopping the beefs and stuff like that was going on. And, he watched me for those 2 years. Right, he watched me because that's my big bro. So I would come to him and we be talking during this time, and he listening and he watching and he seeing that that I'm serious. Right. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not that person I was all those years ago.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, what you think about this work?" And he telling me, and I'm like, "Man, what? Like these kids ain't trying to hear nothing."
They ain't trying to hear that shit.
He said, "Bro, like I see you out here. Like you got kids out here that wasn't born when you was out here, but they respect who you are." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like they knew me.
Yeah.
It's that they knew my little cousins. You know what I'm saying? My daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people like that. And they big brothers, they pops, right? And stuff like that. And they see, when I'm keeping it real when I'm talking to them. Hey, what's up? And I built relationships. But he seen that and he was like, wow. And he was like, yo, man, listen, you can do it. If anybody could change this community for the better, it's you. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I'll try it. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on, another check, I gotta get some money.
That's a fact.
So I was like, I'll try it. And I fell in love, man.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the fact that, younger kids like 15, 16 that wasn't even born, like coming to me for advice, right? Yo, this dude got beef when they gonna kill him when they catch him. Can you please talk to the guy, man, and tell him? And I'm like, huh? All right, let me go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people don't even know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just imagine walking up to somebody that's he a killer and he don't know you. You
Yeah.
like, yo, bro, can I talk to you for a minute? Like, what? What you talking about? Talk to me. Who you talk?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and just because my approach was different. Like you got a lot of old timers, right? That in my shoes, they come home and they don't respect these young guys, right? Because they like, yo, you don't even know what it is, right? You don't understand. And the young guy like, listen, I heard about you. You know what I'm saying? That was 20 years ago, bro. Like, it's our time now. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you going to respect it or you going to keep it moving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I understood that because I remember when I was that age, right? You're an old timer and you get busy and you running around the streets and people respect you, right? And I respect that. But don't cross my path. You know what I'm saying? Because if now you cross my path, now you like everybody else. And it's even better that I make an example out you because they like, oh, now you put my stock up in the streets.
Right.
So I understood that, and I always understood that. So when I came home, I treated them with the same respect as I wanted when I was young.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So this is what created the bonds that I have with the streets. Gotcha. Especially this generation that's running around going crazy. Yeah. Right? But like I said, I fell in love with that. And just seeing like even like I remember when I was younger and I had fear in the elders. You know what I'm saying? Like the elders, like I'm saying, and to see now, like to be walking, they like, hey, excuse me, Bill. You Bill, right? Yeah, I'm Bill. How you doing, ma'am? How you doing, sir? you know, you remember such and such? And I'm like, yeah, from this, he had an incident over there in Marcus Garvey, and they was about to kill him, and you know, you went over there. I said, oh yeah. Like, yo, thank you. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a great job out here, Bill. Thank you, man. Keep doing that. You know, that feeling, man.
That feeling is crazy.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh, here come this guy. Like, everybody go in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we just had a conversation about 50 Cent, the real 50 Cent.
But just to, But just to tell you, though, like, I want to add this, though. Like, just like my daughter changed my life for the better while I was in prison. Yeah. She is the one that really pretty much changed my life in this work, because in the beginning, like I said, like I stated, it was a check. Like, all right, come on, I need a check anyway. Let's go. And then I seen what it was doing, right? But before I got in that lane, right? Before I got in that the work that I'm doing now, before I even got into that, you know, my daughter, when I came home, my daughter was into the streets, right? She was into the streets. She was 17 when I came home, and she was in the streets. And she ended up, you know, catching a bad deal. She ended up getting arrested for murder, right? And getting 25 years, right? And it's crazy because she had the same charge that I got. At the same age, both of us was 19, and it happened on my birthday.
Damn.
That's crazy.
On our birthday.
On our birthday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
December 24th.
Yep, Christmas Eve. Right? So it happened on our birthday. So it's like,
that's crazy.
So in my mind, I'm like, yo, and you know, I'm not no fanatic, you know, or religious fanatic, but I believe in God. And I believe in some things in the Bible. And definitely says in the Bible that our children will pay for our sins, right? So I held on to that for about maybe almost a year, right? I wasn't eating, right? I wasn't bathing, right? I was
depressed.
Yeah, I was depressed. I was slacking at work. I didn't want to be bothered with my wife, you know what I mean? My other kids, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yo, y'all next. You know what I'm saying? I can't, it's inevitable, right? Because y'all pay for my sins.
Or with the work that you're doing in the organization that you're doing throughout the community, if that's the case, your daughter go fuck around and be the mayor.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, she gonna fuck around, come out and figure some other shit out, be like,
yes.
Yo, all right, now I'm the mayor. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so even the mistakes that she made, I'm guaranteed it's gonna click to develop. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That she's gonna see the work that you're doing, which is you're already putting the groundwork down. So by the time she come home, she already got a spot, and she already trust me. I already know. See, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she gonna.
But see, look, now the crazy thing is, like, somebody said that to me, but not in those words. What they said was, what I said. This is what I said. I said, damn, man, like, it's crazy. Like, my daughter's like following my footsteps. Like, I don't like this is I can't, like, I wish, like, and they like, bro, what are you talking about? And I'm like, what you mean? Like, she following my footsteps. Like, she going through. He said, who are you today? What are you doing today? And I said, what that got? I still ain't get it. I'm like, what that got to do with anything?
Yeah.
And he said, bro, if she follow your footsteps, what you think she gonna be doing when she come home?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And
there you go.
That right there, I swear, like, even before that, right? Even before that, because this was maybe about, when he said that to me, this was maybe about 3 years ago. But 3 years before that is when it happened 6 years ago. So, but up until that point, I was still holding guilt, even though, you know, I had people like, yo, she's grown, that's not on you. And even my daughter, like, Dad, I made my own decisions. Like, you know what I'm saying? What I did is not your fault. Like, I chose to do the things that I did and live the way I lived. Like, you was trying to stop me. You was trying to tell me why and letting me know, like, you was the example. Why not to go this way? But I still chose it. That's not your fault.
Right,
And
right.
even I took that to be more comfortable with moving on with my life,
Right.
right? And being putting myself in a better place. But when that person said that to me, like it felt like everything
Yeah,
was
lifted.
lifted off of me, bro. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, wow, that is so. And then, at that time, she got her GED. You know what I'm saying? She got a job in there. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing all the stuff that I was doing when I transitioned into
Right.
starting doing better for myself.
Right.
Right. I was started going to the programs and going to school and different things.
Right.
Right. And I was like, wow, that's true. But
Yeah.
to get back to what I was saying, what made me do the work and even harder is because when that happened with my daughter, I was like, wow, like I couldn't save her. You know what I'm saying? So when I started doing the work after, she caught her situation, right? And I started getting into the work, every child to this day, I see her. I see her. So this is like, I feel like they all mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're responsible for them, especially if they in your program.
Yeah.
You're responsible for them,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hey, first off, man, I think you are a strong motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, because we already know about the prison industrial complex where the recidivism is like, is meant to keep you. Because it's big business, man. Prison's a big business. You know what I'm saying? So it's designed from the moment you, the conditions that are when you're in, and then the hurdles and shit you got to jump through when you're out. And for you to be able to fucking tiptoe through that shit and be able to stay focused enough to I don't know how long parole is. You know, fucking with parole, right?
No, I'm on.
Okay, so to
I
get off
3 years. I had life.
Right.
And I did 3 years.
Right. So to get off parole, life parole,
Yeah, I had life parole.
bomber clot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be careful with the mic, cause I know you. Yeah. Cause I don't know if it's gonna rattle or not, but whatever. But shit, life parole. God,
got off that.
damn. Here's the thing. I've never been to prison. I've done some few stints here and there in the county, but like I've never been to prison. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't imagine what that would be like. But all I know is that some it click later, some it clicks earlier, some it just don't click. It don't click at all. These motherfuckers, because I was in the same mindset where I just wanted to be the biggest gangster in the world. I remember saying that shit. I want to be the biggest gangster in the world. Like, and I wanted that reputation.
Yeah.
And me being like I'm short. So I'm 5. My license says I'm 5'9". So and my scouting report when I played football says 5'9". So technically, I think I'm 5'9".
That's
in
right.
my mind. So whatever. But I always had to be the first one to wild out. You know what I mean? So and then like you said, hanging around motherfuckers that really you think got your best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? But they really don't. You can find yourself in some fucked up situations. And so, I want to give kudos to you because, man, and then to find throughout all of that, find your purpose. And a lot of people will never find that purpose, bro. They will never find their path. And that's why when I'm talking to the kids, I'm like, yo, listen, find something that you can look at and focus on so that you will not get distracted from your goals because that is possible and you can do it. And that's why I'm glad to be an example, and we're going to have the kids or the young men come to the Gentleman's Factory so that they can experience and see other black men doing way better than what they think that's in their realm of thinking. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, your story is crazy. Not crazy, but like, when I think about all the odds and all the things that could have happened, even 17 years in jail, bro, anything could have happened.
What?
You know what I mean? And so, I remember the last time I had to go to county, the last day. It was some shit about to pop off. Like literally the last day, because I had a release date.
Yeah.
So a lot of motherfuckers don't know when they go home, especially in the county. Like it's just like, oh, I gotta go to court, and then they're gonna tell me like, no, I already, because I was lawyered up by that time. You know what I'm saying? So I was able to get, take like 2 months to that. This was the last time, so I was a grown ass man at the time. So I was able to like take 2 months and get my shit together. You know what I'm saying? And then go to court, and basically they took me to jail like right then, like right from court. So, so I had a release date. So I knew the day I was getting out. So so it made everything like a little bit more tense. So the last day, something was about to pop off about some Spanish dudes, and it was
some
too
stupid
much.
stuff.
Yeah, stupid. About a shower.
Yeah.
It's about a shower. Like
ain't nothing pop off
like,
in prison on some serious stuff. There's always some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
man.
right. So, yeah, man. Yeah, that's for you to be able to navigate through that, man. It takes a strong, tough motherfucker mentally and spiritually, like as you mentioned. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So
I gotta say this though, and I'll be remiss not to say this. Like, I had support, right?
Gotcha.
I had support, and not only my family and friends, right, but people inside prison, right, staff, right, inside prison, right. I always had somebody there, right? But that's the difference too, right? When you start opening up, you'll notice that you have really had, because I think everybody to some point got some type of support in prison. But if you not at that point in your life to accept it and appreciate it, then you're not.
Right.
Like I tell people this all the time, right? People be like, yo, I don't like you, right? I can't understand how you did 17 years and you got it all together. Like, look at you, bro. Like,
no, I get, because I've been like, I mean, for never parole, but definitely probation. So it's like parallel, not as serious, but it's the same thing. So I know, like, they want you to do this, do that, come here, Well, I got work, they don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you gotta pick up your daughter, they don't give a fuck.
Nah,
they come here, piss in the cup, like, they don't care.
They
you
don't,
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and if you piss dirty or you around motherfuckers like that you've been knowing your whole life, and everybody got a felony, then we locking you up. Like, it's a whole bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but like you said, the support system, I'm sure that definitely helped.
But I want this. But the thing is though, like, you have many people that have a support system, right? But they still come out and they still live the same way they was living during prison and before prison, because they never came to that realization. Maybe if my daughter didn't say what she said to me, I would probably never came to that realization and wake up to what's actually happening in my life.
Yeah.
But I just want to say this, like, people, like, I'm just gonna keep it on me because I don't want nobody to get offended, right? That's gonna watch this, right? I'm sick. I am mentally ill.
Right. No, I get
right.
it.
There's no way. There's no way that me. I'm not gonna say nobody else. Just keep it on me. There's no way a person like me, period, can do 17 years in prison and not be messed up in the head some type of way.
Gotcha.
Right? Because you're in an unnatural habitat.
Unnatural.
Right? Where nothing is natural.
Nothing is natural.
Right? Everything. You got a bunch of men, criminal minded, right? Mentally ill individuals together.
Yeah.
Right? You can't expect someone to come home and have it all together and be sane.
Right.
Right? So, for people like me, right, you need medication.
Gotcha.
Right? Now, me, I'm not taking nobody's pill.
Gotcha.
I'm not taking nobody needles. I'm not taking nobody no type of medication, right? But I take meds. You know what meds I take?
Tell me.
My work, my
Okay.
family. That's my meds. That's my
Yeah.
therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me going, and was gonna always give me the hope that tomorrow is better, right?
Gotcha.
Seeing me change people's lives, right? That's my dose,
Right.
right? To be like, give me purpose to wake up, right? And be happy at where I'm at in life, right? And no, I don't want to go on a tangent, but I gotta
Right.
say this
Take your
because it's
time.
the platform.
Take your time. As they say in church, take your time.
Yeah,
You
I wanna mention this because it's a platform, and I really feel that people should hear this and take it for whatever they want to take it for. But I don't believe in the prison system. The prison system worked for me. Yes, it did. Because I made it work for me.
You turn a negative to a positive.
Yes,
Gotcha.
I made it work for me. Like, they know the saying, it can make you or break you, right? I decided to let it make me and not break me. The majority of people get broken, right? When if you don't wake up and you don't find purpose, you broken, right? You come home for what? Because you still that same person, right?
Yeah.
So they say all these different programs take this. No, I don't care how many programs you take. Don't misunderstand me. The programs are great. A lot of them are great, and I took most of them. But if you don't apply what you learn from these programs, that's on you, right? But still, I definitely, strongly believe that prison is not for 85% of our community.
No.
Right? People say, what you mean? Well, if a person kills somebody, he deserves to go to jail. If a person kills somebody, right, over a gang, over money, over colors, over territory, over stepping on his shoe, that's not a crime.
Right.
That's not a crime. That's a sickness. That person is sick. And prison is a punishment, right? Prison is unconstitutional for that individual. That individual needs a hospital. That individual needs help because that individual is mentally ill.
Right.
95% of the people that live in our communities are mentally ill. And they mentally ill not because of the choices they made, but because of the predicament they were born in.
Right.
The economy, poverty. Right?
Right.
We was just talking yesterday, right, with one of the young guys in the group, right? And he said that, right? Yeah, it's the mental state, right?
Yeah.
I don't care where you go.
Yeah.
If you have that mental state, whatever mental state you have, wherever you go, it's gonna reflect.
Right.
So if I'm running around, I'm thinking I'm this this tough guy, and my gun going off, and I'm shooting this person, and I don't care who it is, they get my way, they getting shot. They gonna respect who I am.
Right.
And I'm from Brownsville. If I go to Florida, I'm gonna be that same individual.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah.
If I go to Atlanta, I'm gonna be that same individual.
Yeah.
No matter where I go, I'm gonna be that same individual.
Yeah.
If I don't change my mind state,
I'm
going to be that same individual. Yeah. So I said that. I said all that to basically say that, we have to change the mind state. If you send a person to prison, you're not changing the mind state.
Right.
You're sending this person to around a bunch of people that think like them and think that what they're going through is normal.
Right.
As opposed to sending them to the hospital.
Yeah.
To get professional help.
Yeah.
Professional help. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I get it. Oh, we got to get these people off the street. Yes, we do. I agree. We have to get these people off the street. I agree. You had to get me off the street. But when you take us off the street, what do you do with us? Throw us in a pit for how many years you tell us, and then send us right back out? If we get the opportunity to get back out, right?
Right.
So now you sending me back. I've been away 30 years. and now you send me back to the wilderness, and I haven't addressed my trauma. I haven't addressed my mental health, and I'm back out here. I'm gonna do the same thing I did when I was out here when I was a kid.
Matter of fact, I may not even know how to function out here in a free world.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, I had no. I remember I was gone 17 years. That, you know how much happened in society in 17 years.
A lot.
And I'm thinking, because you know I got the family, the phone, the visits, TV, whatever. I'm thinking, you know, I'm on point with the transition of the world.
Right.
I had no idea. When I was lost. I had this vision. What was gonna happen when I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do this, da 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 da. Right. And the only thing that I did, as of right now, that I said I was gonna do when I come home was be a great father and a great husband.
That's what's up.
Right. But all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I'm not to say that I'm not.
Right. You will.
That I'm not. I definitely will. But it's not the same way it was then, how I thought of it.
Right.
Now it's upgraded.
Good. There you go. Hey man, so I mean, let's close it out on that, man. 'Cause, you know,
I could do this all day.
I know you can. That's why I was like, yo, Bill like to talk.
Yeah, I could do this
said
all
Bill
day.
like to talk. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. I think it's important for you to share those stories because, and then you know I
definitely want to touch on another.
No, go ahead. Do
No, but go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, like to your point. Yeah, I made the decision to migrate because I was like, I got to get out of this environment, and I think, you know, yeah, I wanted to change my environment, but I think me saying or thinking that I need to change my environment, that means I was already trying to change myself. You see what I'm saying?
You wasn't forced out of your environment.
Yeah.
See, it's a difference.
Yeah.
You chose to leave the environment because you wanted to leave the situation.
Yeah.
So that in itself.
Yeah, I was on two probations in two different counties. And so once I got done with those, I had to like literally go from one probation pay, sit down, talk, go to the next, drive to the next county, talk, So once I got off of that, I was, you know what I'm saying, and I got a one-way ticket, bro. And even the DA called me to her office, bro, like on some like, listen, you got to get a job. And I was like, what you mean? I was like, all right, cool. No, she said, how come because we was talking about me working. And I was like, well, when I'm working, I don't get in trouble. She was like, yeah, I could tell. So she's like, you need to get a job at McDonald's. I'm like, I'm 25 at the time. So I'm like, I'm not, going to the job at McDonald's. Yo, I wound up going to McDonald's because she was like, listen, if you don't go, I'm telling you, I'm the DA. Like, you're in my office right now. I'm telling you right now. So I went to go get a job. Got a job at McDonald's. Wound up saving enough money. I think I saved up $1,000, and then I got another $1,000 from tax return. So I came to New York with $2,000 in my pocket. You know, that was my plan to just stay afloat until I found a job. I did have a support system. I moved in with my cousin and my aunt. And on Pacific, you know what I mean? So up the hill, still Ocean Hill, but Brownsville area, you know.
But you see, you still went into a crime area, a high crime area.
Right.
But you didn't bring that mentality with you.
Right. Yeah, because I was done.
You left on your own.
Yeah.
Because you came up with, you know, the mentality like, I'm done.
Yeah, now I'm pussy.
And you chose
I'm pussy now. You know what I'm saying? I used to
say
be
that.
a real nigga.
No,
see,
that's the
I'll be like,
that's the see. Hold on.
Okay.
That right there is the mis.
But I say it as a joke.
No,
I say it as a joke.
But
you know
that
what I'm
is
saying?
the misconception, though.
What?
What a real nigga is.
Right.
Right?
I'm saying it in jest, but you know.
But we know.
But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
We are real niggas.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other ones, what we were, we were
boys,
fake niggas.
Boys, yeah.
Yeah, we were
We're
fake
men
niggas.
now.
We're
We was
real
boys,
men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing men things, right? But what I was getting at, what I wanted to express, right? Like especially about my organization, right? The Community Changing Fund, Inc., right? So I was getting at, like, we focus on adolescents,
Okay.
right? From ages 10 to 18, right? Because I've learned that if you cut a branch, the tree's still there, right? If you cut halfway the tree, it's still half of the tree is there.
Right.
But if you take the tree out and you rebuild from the bottom and you nourish it, you got a brand new tree.
Brand new.
So this is why I choose my organization. I'm not going to say me because it's a lot of us, right, behind this. We choose to focus on the babies, right?
Right.
Because when you focus on a lot of organizations, if you even do research, and everybody that's watching that knows about these organizations, focuses on the 16 to 24, right? By the time you're focusing on these 16 to 24s already in it, they guns is going off, they killing, they doing this, they doing that, right? Not to say that they don't need assistance, because they do. However, though, if nobody's focusing on the babies, right, by the time they 16 and 17, it's an issue. You see what I'm saying? So we came up with, right, if we focus on the babies and start with the young ones, guess what? You change the culture.
Right.
Right? You change the culture. You working with the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Like, you working with them, right? And now, you know, you show them something different, right, than what they're seeing. So now they won't transition into the gangbanger.
Right.
Now they transition into work,
Politics,
career, politics, whatever it is, right? They see that they can make a difference.
Right.
So now, 4 years from now, right, that 14-year-old, that 13-year-old, 17, 18 now, right, they like, yo, that's whack. You banging? You gang banging, bro? Like, who does that?
Yeah.
You got a gun? You a cop? Like, what are you doing? You security? Like, you want to kill somebody? Like, why would you want to? Like, it becomes whack now.
Right.
Because you change the culture when
you
when you focus on the babies.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't like to agree with that.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a reason. It's a reason why the government says, and I don't want to say the government, because it's people in government that I deal with that I believe in my heart that they good people and they want to see different.
Right.
But the system,
Right.
we're going to stick to that. I'm not going to say the government. I'm going to say, but the system. It's a reason why the system don't mind throwing money, you know, towards, you know, the organizations dealing with these older kids that's already doing what they doing, right? Because they already know that it's going to be a new wave coming right after that one. So you could address all that you want to address, right? And the next wave is following them anyway. So now they come in and they into what they in. So, like, I feel like it's designed that way, right? As opposed to, don't worry about that. They just babies. They ain't. What you mean? First of all, anybody that knows, if you really sit back and you observe and you do your research, you'll see that these schools are incubators.
Right.
These schools are incubators for what's happening right now. It's starting inside the schools. The crews, the gangs.
Right.
Right? And then now they dropping out 15, 16, right? With the guns and shooting, you know, doing the dumb drill music, right? I don't want people to think that I'm one of them old heads that, you know, that's dumb music. No. But the culture is ridiculous. It's breeding murder. Kill your own people. Right? You know, it's good. Like, I tell people this all the time, that music has, especially for black folks, for our people, music has always been an expression of what we are going through. From slavery days to today, right? So when you listening to this drill music, it's expressing to you what's happening in our communities. Like, this is real life stuff that's happening.
Right.
Kill, shoot, kill, murder. Like, this is what's happening, right? So we have to change the narrative, and the best way to change that narrative is to focus on the babies.
That's a fact.
Focus on the babies.
That's a fact. Well, with that, man, it's been a great interview, man. I appreciate you coming through. That's all good. You good, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you coming through, man. I'm glad that I met you. I'm glad that I found people that's doing great work in the community, and are reaping the benefits of that. You know what I mean? And let's continue to build and grow and teach the community, because we are the leaders now at this point. You know what I mean? So we're the leaders. So we have to make sure that from the babies to even well, especially the babies. Like you said, start with the babies, because that's how you can shape someone's mind to go positive, or shape someone's mind to go negative. So that's exactly where it is. Those middle school ages.
That's right.
Especially definitely those middle school ages where somebody is gonna really their mind is gonna develop into who they are basically for the rest of their life. They can definitely change, but that's where things stick the most. So thank you one more time. I appreciate you, man, coming through.
Can I shout some things?
No, go ahead, brother.
All right, so basically, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and just shout everybody out. I'll be shouting out forever, but I want to shout out anybody and everybody that's in this work. That's really for this work and for the community. Like I said, the organization is the Community Changing Fund Inc. Right? The website ccfgroup.org. You know what I mean? If you could donate $1, 100,000, a couple million, whatever you can donate. We definitely appreciate it, and it's going to go towards doing what we need done in our community, man.
That's right.
Shout out to everybody, man. I love you all, man. Especially if you got this color. Matter of fact, forget that. I love you all. If you a human, you bleed, you talk, you think. I love you. Love yourself. Holla.
Peace.